Alright, good afternoon everyone, this is DamienElMaskador, and I have an unique opportunity to, since I have the house all by myself, to continue with the alternate route of Shadows of New York from Vampire the Masquerade, because I intend to one-up the performance on some of the scenes, and I would need to yell, and I need to be in a soundproof room or having nobody around to bother me or interrupt me, and anyway. So, we were left at the decision. I've done this last time, so for camera shyness I want to explore this avenue. I have no idea what this route takes me. Camera shyness, no, I don't want to be part of your goddamn interview. Look, can I not be bothered for one goddamn second? You're not listening. Street interviewer. I do not know what weapons... Wait, shit. I do not know what weapons World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stone. The man who said it? Albert Einstein. Even he couldn't predict what we know today. World War III is being fought using cough and sneezes. We're in the middle of a biological battleground, but people don't want to wake up to this reality. The self-righteous tone of some sensationalist journal hag rouses me from a pleasant daydream. Even though our excellent investigative journalists have been ringing the alarm for years. Dressed in an obnoxiously eye-catching two-piece, she stands out like a rubber duck against the surrounding drabness. Her timid cameraman dutifully follows her every move, but his mind seems to be elsewhere at the moment. Good for you, buddy. Yeah, it's true, because right now she's wearing a very bright yellow two-piece outfit. She's wearing a suit. Like, I wasn't sure if that was like the street interviewer. She looks like a reporter. She looks like April O'Neil. And the guy in the back, yeah, he looks like he's doing his job. He's not emanating as much light as she is with her bright blonde hair, or bright green eyes, bright red nails. And yeah, she's pointing, she's shoving a microwave at my face. It's like, so what would we ask the general resident of New York City what they think? Excuse me, miss? Miss? She approaches me with a spring in her step. The cameraman can barely keep up. Jesus, can't they bother anyone else? Excuse me, miss? What is your opinion on China and its biological war against... I'm walking here. Fuck off, asshole. China, I don't care. Okay. The New Yorker response would be, fuck off, assholes. But, no. I'm walking here. I'm walking here. Fuck off, assholes, or China, I don't care. China? Don't care. Exactly, China don't care, but we at the very least, we the American people should definitely care, right? I try to keep moving, but she dances around me, desperately trying to stick her mic under my nose. How she keeps her balance in those high heels and that speed remains a mystery. Keep walking, talk back, try to stop the recording. They're used for me to keep walking, and I don't want to make a scene with stop the recording, and talk back is exactly what she wants. So, none of these responses are appropriate. I'm gonna keep walking, because that's what I would do. I quicken my pace in the hopes she loses interest, but she's one tough cookie. Damn it. Just a few questions, and we'll be done here, miss. A rational debate, all I'm asking for. I'm doing my best to avoid being recorded, but the cameraman is relentless. It's only a matter of time before I realize me being blurry is not a temporary glitch. Gotta keep my cool. Leave me alone, you smooth-brained lizard woman from hell. Not until you talk to me about China. Mikey, keep up with us! Why the hell is she so determined to get me? Maybe something about my style makes me look like the perfect strawman of an America-hating college kid she can try to destroy on camera. Miss, are you one of these China-loving kids? Tiananmen apologist? Killing landlords with Mao? Is that your thing? Is that the little red book I spy in your pocket, huh? I can almost feel my brain losing its wrinkle. I start to sort of understand how my dad could be so brainwashed by watching TV. You think China dropping a biological weapon on this country is not something you should care about? Is this how short-sighted you are? Miss! Fuck it. At this point, I can't guarantee the camera footage doesn't violate the Masquerade, so I might as well take drastic precautions to get rid of it. Plus, I can't stand being around her for a second longer. Potence, bludgeon the equipment, domination, Mikey, get off, chew on your memory card, oblivion, obliterate the camera. I never used oblivion before, I think. A large delivery truck zooming along the road plants an idea in my head. I narrow my eyes, sharpening my eyesight, and quickly beckon the shadow that silently pay witness to our little drama. Their presence swiftly becomes tangible to me, the absence of light responding like limbs yearning to be flexed. Feeling in control, I order the shadow to yank the camera out of the man's hand and throw it right under the oncoming truck. It happened so swiftly, no one noticed what has transpired. The camera lands on the road just in time for the truck to run over it. The expensive equipment turns into a cloud of plastic debris, most of which is scattered in every direction. As I walk away, the furious scream of the interviewer makes me think that they've given up on the memory card, wherever it ended up. You people have dog brains. Prolonged frustration and a short euphoric rush at the end. Sounds like every journalism-related episode in my life. I don't even want to go back. All of a sudden, the world ends. Everything stops. I'm lost in the darkness, and there's not even a heartbeat to guide me. It's like sleep paralysis, except it feels as if I suddenly woke up from reality instead of a dream. Instantly, I react the same way I used to react whenever I woke up in the middle of the night, aware but not able to move or speak. I just wait for it to pass. But instead of slowly regaining control, I just see a bizarre room emerge from the darkness. Okay, so this is the episode of me talking with the shadows. That didn't change. Find myself in a dark corner leaning against a wet, cold brick wall. I think I'm conscious again, back from whatever it was, awake but in an unfamiliar place. Well, let's just hope it's still New York City. I emerge from the shadow to see where I am. A source of light above my head momentarily blinds me, causing me to... As I do, I hit some sort of garbage bag with my hand. It falls on the floor, letting loose a metallic gem. What the fuck? A woman. I feel her hand grabbing my clothes. She brutally drags me closer. With one of my hands already above my head, I raise to the other. Easy peace, I mean you no harm. How long have you been here? I don't know. I've got no idea what I'm doing here. Or in general, really. It's like, sometimes the forces I control figure out how to control me. What are you, a junkie? No, you kindred. Yeah. Keep your shit together, damn it. I'm Julius Sowinski, the representative of the Sombra in New York City. Camarilla? Uh-huh. I'm a Camarilla investigator. Well, if you came here to catch me, you're gonna be sorry you try, Mr. Sombra. No. Stop right here. I wasn't ordered to catch anybody. I'm just investigating Douglas Callahan's death. This surprises her. She loses her grip slightly. Callahan is dead? Nothing left but a rotten carcass and a musty robe. Well, I'll be damned. I've been off the grid for too long. What brought you here? A memory from a different world pops up in my head. Yeah, I think I know the right answer. A scent of death. She lets me go. I rub my eyes and finally get a good look at her face. Yeah, this is Tamika. She's gorgeous, and judging by her nomadic clothes and the particularly fierce aura, she's probably an outlander. We'll have a talk, you and I. Sure, what's your name? Tamika. Pass me a smoke, will you? If only I could. My heart would skip a beat right now. Tamika, I guess once again, someone out there led me to the proper... Oh yeah, sure. When I pass her cigarette, I realize I'm standing in something wet. Something that smells tasty. I look at my feet and see a puddle of water mixed with blood. Oh, I get it. Were these guys First Light? The high-powered guns and expensive-looking outfit, flashbangs, tasers, all chosen specifically to combat the undead. I recognize the equipment from some horror stories I heard. First Light, SI, USSOCOM, whatever they call themselves, they all bleed out the same. Usually before I have the chance to ask him a single question. Government-funded inquisitors. Some claim they're connected to the US government. Some claim they're supported by the anti-kindred faction in the Holy See. Some have even wilder theories. You did this all by yourself? Have you seriously seen nothing? Nothing at all? I shake my head. Believe it or not, I have no idea how I got here. I just kinda let the shadows guide me. Is that a sombra thing? I've never actually talked to any of you. No idea what you guys can actually do. Still learning the ropes myself. Go with your flow and all that. My embrace was just a few months ago. Huh, so you folks are with the Ivory Tower now? Last I checked, you were in the Sabbat. The Camis wouldn't forgive all of the trouble you've caused them overnight. Again, I'm practically still a neonate. I know there's a lot of bad blood between my clan and the others, and that I can expect at least one glare of pure contempt whenever I visit Elysium. Ha! I see! We smoke in silence for a short while. So, you haven't answered my question. You did this all by yourself? Yeah, I've been hunting these guys for the past few months. Aren't they extremely dangerous? Almost got me for good last year. Took me a few weeks to get by in action. Then why are you doing this? Those motherfuckers have an unfortunate tendency to hurt people I care about. My brothers, my sisters. I see. I don't know how it is in other cities, but here, funny enough, they only seem to target marginalized and radicalized kindred. Ones that could theoretically pose a threat to the current order. Meanwhile, the establishment in New York City hasn't really changed ever since Calibros stepped down. Quite the opposite. Every SI raid in this city has only strengthened the old paradigm. Almost makes you think that their goal is something older than protecting the citizen from blank body menace. Tamika throws her cigarette into the puddle, unfinished, and crushes her under her heel. She obviously has difficulty smoking. It's like she's only ever tried it a few times as soon as she saw me carrying a pack and decided to try to calm her nerves after the battle. Or maybe she just wanted an excuse to make our conversation less awkward. Who knows? So, are you planning to snitch on me, Shadow Girl? And why would I do that? Let me get this straight. You really think I'm dumb enough to believe for 1 second that the Camarilla investigator would just happen to stumble upon the alley where I just killed a bunch of SI motherfuckers? If so, you the one who's dumb, sister. Looks I need to show her what I mean business, just like I showed Nastia yesterday. Look, I couldn't give two shits whether you killed 1 or a dozen or 1,000 SI operatives. Whatever, do your thing. But I do think you might have been involved in a murder that actually concerns me. Callahan's murder. What? What are you talking about? I found this on his body. Well, what remained of it. I show her the note. She tries to grab it to read it, but I don't let her. Besides from your name, we've got Hope, Agathon, and D'Angelo. You know him? Passingly. Any idea why Callahan would need a list of all of your names? I might know why. Yeah. Do you? Absolutely. Do you know a man going by the name of Torque? Of course I do. Do you know all about his connection to Boss Callahan and by proxy to this list and me? Oh, wait. That was Tamika, all that. No, I'm all ears. Well, too bad, because it's classified intel, sister. What do you mean by classified? Not free. Oh, great. As if I've ever put the position to or could afford any sort of quid pro quo. But fine, let's hear it. What do you want? She motions towards the bodies. I've killed too many of these assholes. They're tightening the screws as this is. New York City is no longer safe for someone like me. Well, not that it ever was. Oh man, bracing for something unreasonable. What I need is a way out of the city. You offer that to me, and I give you the intel you need. Huh, would you look at that? That's something I can handle, actually, yeah. She raises her eyebrows. That's a surprisingly confident answer for a practically still a neonate. Well, I'm something of an immigration officer. Psh! Gotta say, you sound awfully close to a cop. Almost as bad. A bureaucrat. I know of a secret pathway that will lead you to the West Coast. 100% safe travel. And if you took it, you would be untraceable. Sounds too good to be true. What's the catch? Wait until you see how much it costs. The only reason I know of this route is because of a certain Nazi criminal group reached out to me on account of my position and offer a mutually beneficial deal regarding illegal kindred travel. I want to remember what's Nazi's Nosferatu. Oh yeah, of course. Normally I would refuse, but they offer me the only thing that can buy me a lot of cash. Ah, fine then. Money's not an issue. Now that's something I never had a chance to ever say in earnest. Okay then. So who helps who first? You should assist me first. Guess you want me to help you first. I guess you want me to help you out before you do anything for me? Of course. But would you even accept this kind of deal? Hell no. Right. So we need to think of something that actually benefits both of us. She lost in her thought for a moment, then speak up. Have you met Torque before? In the course of your investigation or before? I wanted to. But on the Anarch side, I only managed to meet Mia, and she wasn't keen on the idea of the two of us meeting. Ah, yes, Mia! Her expression betrays she's got some vicious stories to tell, but it would be beneath her to divulge them. Too bad, maybe it could be a bonding experience. So here's the thing. A few months ago, Torque and I were together. A lot of things happened, and long story short, I no longer feel close to him, but from what I know, he still feels close to me. Back when I thought there might be something between us, I gave him a ring that has a lot of sentimental value to me. And since these days sentimentality is all that keeps me going, I want it back. So my suggestion is, tell Torque's people I sent you to get inside his base of operation, meet up with him, ask him your questions, and convince him to give back my ring. You get to interrogating him, then I get to have my ring back. And when you hear my side of the story, then I get to leave the city with your help. Everybody wins, more than once. They will really let me in just because I tell them you sent me? Oh, they will, trust me. That sounds too easy. What caused the two of you to drift apart? Irreconcilable differences in worldview. Well, I assume so, but that's a diplomatic answer. If I'm going to involve myself in the relationship drama of two ex-lovers, I'll need something more to go on. Will you? Yeah. She picks her words carefully. I realized I had become an element of his carefully crafted projective image. Having me as a radical partner allowed him to present himself as a mediator while playing lip service to revolutionary ideas. A mediator! That's the 21st century for you! Everyone wants to be a middleman these days, and nobody wants to do what's right. You serious? Whenever I hear about Torque from the Ancilla, they talk about him like he's the second coming of Mao. If it ever seems that, it's only because, from time to time, people like me pushed him into doing an uneasy thing. I've heard of the Southern Wolf and the Northern Fox. Both of them want to eat you for dinner, but only the Southern Wolf makes it immediately obvious. The tricky Northern Fox makes eyes and allows you to pet him before taking a bite. Torque loves to surround himself with Northern Foxes. They talk of compromises. They seem reasonable compared to the opposition, but at the end of the day, they have eyes on the same prize: power. Hearing this gives me a foreboding feeling, but I can't quite nail down why. Alright, tell me where to go and I'll tell you where we'll meet later. Alright, I need to blow my nose. I'm just chilling at Torque's when suddenly a shrill, loud voice pierces my eardrums. And what the hell are you doing here? Oh, yay, it's the pissy lady from Torque's inner circles. I'm here to see Torque's, none of your business, or you're always this pissed off. Are you always this pissed off? Only when ivory tower bootlickers pop up to ruin my day. If you want me to act happier, make yourself scarce. No can do, your boss let me in here. The hell he did? Get out. Mia, it's okay. There he is, walking through the door. One of the most infamous New York City barons, or as some people start calling him the moment Callahan met his end, the Baron of New York City. Torque! We talked about this. The situation is a little bit different now. Tamika sent her. What? Bullshit. I wasn't able to track her down for weeks. Well, I did. And guess what? It took me one night, you clown. I've had enough of beachy henchwomen for the week, so I can't help but put her down. She shoot me a hateful look, but Torque gestures at her to stay quiet. This is a reason to celebrate, not to get mad. Now, if you allow the two of us a private conversation. No way! I want to keep an eye on her. You will keep an eye on the exit and that will be enough. Please. Puts on his best authoritative tone and it works. No protest this time. Mia leaves the room. I'm sorry about her. She can be overzealous, but usually that's not a bad thing. Yeah, sure. So, has she told you I've been trying to reach you for a few nights? I don't think so. Have you? Well, I'm the dumbass the court ordered me to investigate Callahan's final death, so considering your connection to the case, I thought it would be prudent for us to talk. Ah, so that's you. Yeah. Now, I know you're probably anxious to hear about Tamika. I'm surprised to hear you two know each other. We actually met through this investigation. Anyway, as I was saying, I know you probably can't wait to hear about her, but I would like to ask you a few questions first. I understand. Do your job. Did you know Douglas Callahan? Of course I did. We were both barons. Kept having professional obligation to meet each other, but that was it. What was your private opinion of him?
Same as everyone else's. A racist clown, mentally sick in the 18th century, who spent too much time keeping the Inox down. I'm glad he's gone.
You mean you glad he's met final death?
Well, you know what they say. Hate to see them go, love to watch you leave.
Weren't you the first kindred who saw his corpse?
I was, but it was his ghouls who found him. By the way, we established that some of them tampered with the crime scene. They were probably disciplined for that.
Convenient story. Let's move on. What's your alibi for that night?
None. I was running around the entire night, taking care of various issues. I'm related to the Callahan, but I don't intend to divulge them to someone from the Ivory Tower.
So you have no interest in proving yourself innocent?
My official position was made clear. It's the Camarilla who are to blame. It's your job to prove me wrong.
Kurwa Mac. At least for once, can I face a problem that can be solved with pure logic, not politics? Any findings on your side I should know of?
Ask Mia. She's the one who handled the murder scene. I'm not privy at all to all the details.
Hope, D'Angelo, Agathon. Any ideas who these people are?
Can't recall. Sorry.
The evidence I found suggests a potential link between Callahan and Tamika. Any clue?
I knew both of them well, but as far as I know, they never met. That's it.
Oh well, not sure what I expected. He's the kind of guy that could only be pushed to talk if I had something concrete to push him with. Time to move on. Well, regarding Tamika.
Finally!
I'll cut straight to the chase. She wanted to inform you she will be skipping town for a while. The SI is hot on her trail, and she needs to lose them ASAP.
Oh, fuck. I told her countless times if she's in danger, I will always be there for her. Does she think she can find a secure way out of the city in this situation?
She's safe.
So you say?
She's got some other friends in high places. She'll manage to get out.
Gotta admit, that's not what I expected to hear. Or what I wanted to hear. Why did she decide to contact me?
Oh, she wants her ring back. His aura changes in the blink of an eye.
Ah, I see now. So that's why she didn't show up herself. Wouldn't even face me when delivering the final insult.
Uh-oh, looks like I stepped on a landmine.
She said the ring was my symbol of the trust she put in me. No way in hell I'm going to give it away. Not until she gives me the chance to explain myself.
I need that ring to get Tamika to talk, but with the way he's acting, it doesn't seem likely he'd be willing to part with it. It might require me to act shitty, but maybe. Time to change my approach.
No, be brutally honest.
Fuck it. Here we go. New trait. So what's it called? Honesty is the best policy. Okay. Listen, you're obviously the hottest new thing in town. People like you. People follow you. You're set to the anarch people think of when they think of New York City. Good for you. But you're obviously way behind when it comes to understanding relationships. Tamika gave it a serious try. She understood her path. She understood yours. She realized they're diametrically opposed. And that's that. You're not going to change her mind by acting like a toxic shithead and forcing her to come grovel at your feet if she wants to get back something that has a great sentimental value to her. You want to earn her trust again? Don't act like a power-tripping asshole. Show her you're capable of responding to her concern and that you're capable of being selfless. That's the only thing you can do to change her mind. Sorry. Okay, I'm done. Dot. Ah, fuck me and my big mouth. Ugh. He approaches the door and throws it wide open.
Mia!
Yes, boss?
We're done here. Lead the lady out as quickly as possible.
Yes, boss. I have a lot of things I would say to describe his behavior, but I don't want to cause a diplomatic incident. Okay, so apparently my decisions, like if I want a 5 out of 5 to get all the intel I need to get to the end, would be with some decisions. Like being honest will not give me the answer I need with Tamika. I don't know how I'm gonna end, because this path probably blocks me some scenario. Okay, this yeah, because I remember some intervention didn't brought anything much, but probably it's because I was like I choose the wrong thing. I got the wrong trait. Because right now, loyal to the end, glass half empty, little abuse of power never hurt anybody, honesty is the best policy. It kind of looks like contradictory. Because loyal to me, glass half full, you can be a good rider without lying a little. And what's the third thing? A little abuse of power never hurt nobody. I don't remember. Anyway, I don't.
No need, I'm going. Thank you for your time.
Tell her I'll show you she's wrong. Tell her I will prove myself worthy of that ring if this is the last thing I do. Whatever. I'd have myself to be led out of the building by Mia. Another mission failed. Time to meet Tamika and tell her the bad news. I find her already waiting in front of the Jewish Museum. How did it go?
Let me put it this way, I'm not surprised you dumped him.
So? You did not succeed.
Nah. He got mad and started yelling about how he will yet prove himself to be worthy of that gift. Then he ran me out of the building.
Psh! Ha!
Psh!
Is she trying to stop herself from laughing?
What's so funny?
Nothing. I'll be honest. I kind of expected that. It's just nice to get a definite confirmation he's still a bit of a toxic asshole, that's all.
Well, glad I fell for the oldest trick in the book. Would be cool if for once a kindred tell me to do one thing didn't mean another thing entirely.
Oh, don't be mad. I wanted to be sure of something, and now I am. As far as I'm concerned, you've got your end of the bargain. It's time I repay the favor. Okay, that's cool. So even though I failed the mission, I'll still get what I want. Last year, a certain fledgling appeared in the city and attempted to build a coterie. Oh, that would be the list you found on Callahan. That's the list they got. So yeah, so that would be the character from Coteries of New York. A baby vampire. Aww. I.e. one so new who has figured out so little they still need their sires to protect them. My status as a fledgling was cut short by Karen's swift departure. I had to learn the ropes on my own, and most of these lessons weren't pleasant. They contacted each of us that found themselves in deep shit. S.I., Kaiser, Sophie Langley, some shadow players manipulating everything from behind the scenes, and then they all disappeared. Kaiser, that name popping up once again. It can't be a coincidence. No one knows where or why. Doesn't really matter. That happens when you punch way above your weight. Hope they're doing fine despite all odds. In any case, Storms got involved too. That's how I met him, actually. He got hurt. Didn't want to say how. Claiming it could put anyone who knew in danger. Whatever happened, it gave him the drive and the desire for change. For 2 months, he was a beautiful kindred. Plain and simple. But suddenly, something in him snapped overnight. His tone mellowed out, his action became timid, his language became more befitting of a political science student than a charismatic leader. I assume he met someone who made him an offer he couldn't refuse, but I have no idea who that was. That would be the prince. And then one night, I followed him when he went out and I saw him scheming at the docks with Callahan. When he came back, we had an argument. When he refused to explain himself, I knew I was on my way out. Ah, okay. So remember what happened at the ends of Coteries of New York? Like, they fought with Boss Callahan, and then he got his ass kicked and he ran away. So that's how he met Tamika, and they fell in love because he was a revolutionary. But since he's about to become the next Callahan, like Callahan's being outdated, and the prince now started to open a relationship with Torque. And then, yeah, Callahan kind of knew he was going to be replaced, so that Torque would be the Camarilla next lapdog. Tamika picked up on that, and that's how they broke up.
And that was that.
I understand. Wish I know that earlier. Might have confronted the facts with him and learned something more.
He never told me of our kindred. What makes you think he would have told you?
She's got a point, I suppose. All right. Thank you. Now it's my turn. Here is your way out. I pointed at the manhole below our feet. Here's a map of the sewers. Follow the route, then burn it. You'll be looking for a one-eyed Nosferatu wearing tactical gear. Tell him I sent you, then give me the agreed-upon amount of money.
What kind of route will I be taking anyway?
An armored van full of precious coffins. My man knows how to arrange them to allow for unnoticed extra cargo. Her face darkens.
The circulatory system?
What did you expect? The rich and powerful always get the blood they want, one way or another. At least tonight, one of their routes will be used for something good. She drops her shoulders in resignation and opens up the manhole cover.
Fine, but remember, if it doesn't work, I'll be back at your doorstep with a vengeance if it's the last thing I do.
I'm sure it will work out fine. Just beware of a giant albino ghoul alligator while you're down there. Tamika rolls her eyes.
Sewer ghoul alligator? For your information, it's just a story New York kindred tell to neonates to mess with them while they're still gullible enough to believe anything they hear about their new world.
Oh, that makes sense, I suppose.
Well, this is a goodbye. In a few months, you hear that the First Light presence in Los Angeles has been decimated. Assume that against all odds, I'm still unalive and kicking.
If you keep killing indiscriminately, you might cross the line of no return, you know. Shouldn't you take it easy for a while?
Not until my brothers and sisters in blood stop being slaughtered. I care about what's left of my humanity, but turning a blind eye on kindred in need would be even less human.
So that's the kind of person she is, and probably will be until the very end. It must be comforting in a way to know how your path will end, yet to follow it all the same. I could never do that.
Here's some parting advice for you. We might be monsters, but we were lucky enough to be born in a world that's even more monstrous than we are. If we rebel against it, we still might find salvation.
If only I could believe it. Didn't expect the preaching tone. Why are you telling me this?
Because I think I have a pretty good nose for people's auras, and when I take a good look at you, I smell the possibility that you'll give in to the fear of the dark visions of the future you've conjured in your head. I smell a controlling anger that might get out of hand if you get a whiff of power. It's not much, just a hunch, but you seem prone to give in to the Caramellas' empty promises of safety and their petit bourgeois value.
I think I should take offense to that.
I hope you do. That will reflect on you well. In any case, whatever happens, see you in your next life, Julia.
Safe travels, Tamika. I skipped tonight's visit to the church. I'm not in the mood to see Benoit. I'm still embarrassed about yesterday's outburst. And I'm kind of pissed none of the clan elders in Chicago bothered to reply to any of my fucking reports. No advice, no feedback, nothing. I feel like I was left utterly alone. Besides, it's late. I always get back to the apartment early in the morning, right before it gets bright. It's getting risky to be out there so close to sunrise. Accident can happen. I'll try to get back earlier tomorrow night. Attempt to surprise Dakota. Yeah. I'm back! Yay! How was work? All caught up?
Heh! I managed to get my deadlines postponed. All our clients are canceling and delaying orders left and right.
Huh? Does that mean you'll have time to help me with my makeup tomorrow?
We'll see.
Perfect. Alright, I need to disappear before the sun catches up with me.
Hey,
Yeah?
I love you.
Aww. An uneasy silence fills the room. I'm not getting out of this one, am I? No, I have to. I didn't lie to the Baron of New York City tonight, so I'm not going to lie to her. I know. She flashes a sad, forced smile as I leave to rest. Then I'm going to bed. I finally reached Big Burger, hoping to recuperate from all the mental damage for the past few days. Only find out doors are locked and nobody's inside. Pandemic, COVID-19. It's a new SARS virus from China. What? No, the whole world's going crazy over people dying left and right. Holy shit. I did this last time, so I'm gonna do an aristocratic taste. All this malaise spreading to the boroughs is putting me in a weird mood. Seems like I can't outrun it. Maybe I'll intensify it instead. Smallpox hospital, here I come. I entertained the thought of sneaking through a hospital to see how things appeared up close, but it looked like an actual war zone. So I decided against it. I don't know what I expected with the way healthcare reforms have been going in this state. Fewer facilities in poorer areas, fewer beds, less funding. We're just reaping what they've sown. That's why I used to honestly consider going back to the old country. An American friend was like, "Why would you go back to that shithole?" He was shocked to learn we have a normal free healthcare. Anyway, if an active hospital won't do, this one might. The Smallpox Hospital on Roosevelt Island. Built to quarantine the poor and the unloved victim of pandemics away from a normal, air quotes, citizen lives. In spite of his disrepair, or maybe partly because of it, the architecture still managed to perfectly convey the building's painful history. There are ghosts here, but they are mostly the good, metaphorical kind, not the kind I usually see. Looks like there's also might be a lone physical being here. I hear someone sneaking through the ruins, and that's for my peace and quiet. And that's that. But oh well, I needed to satiate my thirst anyway. How do I approach that person? Through the shadow, say hi, or subdue? Subdue! I walked in the general direction of the footstep. It doesn't take me long to spot a silhouette walking towards me. It's a woman. I stand in the middle of her path, signal her with my palm extended, and exclaim, "Stop right there!" Wah! In her panic, she drops something on the floor. It breaks into 1,000 little pieces. God! Don't scare me like that! Yeah, she's wearing a big turtleneck with a long skirt. She has blonde hair, but it looks like a wig, and she's wearing sunglasses. I'm sorry? Ah, look what you made me do! She kneels to pick up the piece of some ugly-ass glass sculpture. The shape is familiar. Was that a Scrooge McDuck figurine? Yes, it was! A Carl Barks design! They stopped making these decades ago! You don't even know how long it took me to find it! I was really looking forward to decorating my haven with this, a Scrooge McDuck? Ugh, it's Pop Heart, okay? Haven. Of course, now I realize that I couldn't put into words. It was a feeling she might be kindred. She seems airheaded and eccentric, but I wouldn't want to pick a fight with her. Call it a hunch. I apologize. My name is Julia. I'm a Sunbrow representative for this city. Some representative you are! Absolutely horrible first impression! Somehow, we've never met before. You live here? I prefer keeping to myself these nights.
More like hobbies if you hide in secluded places like this.
What's your name? ...
Just call me Princess.
Princess.
My true name is for friends only, and after destroying my treasure, I count you a sworn enemy. When you least expect it, I will find you, and I will trap you in the reality of eternal pain. I should complain to the court at least, honestly. Tell Helen to start looking for a replacement.
So sorry won't cut it, huh? Kadir would surely be thrilled to see Prince Ellen assign me with a mission of looking for a rare Scrooge McDuck statue, but I would prefer to avoid that fate, even if it doesn't seem very likely. How can I make it up to you? Should I, like, search for a replacement online, or... ...
Whatever. I'm not going to lie to you. I prefer to not stay mad for long. It's exhausting, and it's a threat to your beauty, both inner and outward. So yeah, I think I'm gonna ask you for a small favor, then we'll be square, and I won't have to worry about becoming ugly. Sounds good?
What favor?
See, I'm super into low art these days. That's why I collect stuff like Scrooge McDuck lamps. I used to be hardcore into eye art before, studied the harmonic structure of Bach's cantatas, taught myself Arabic just to weep over Middle Eastern poetry, read a lot of Joyce and Adorno, etc, etc, etc. Eventually, these hobbies got boring, as all things do, so I'm switching it up now. Comic books, heavy rock music, modern Hollywood movies, you know, stuff made for small children, basically. The problem is, I think I'm still not low enough. There's still too much mastery of the form, too much restraint, too much respectability, too much tastefulness. I want to feel the rush of gazing into the soul of someone willing to admit to truly degenerate desires and obsessions. So I want the lowest kind of art you can find. Just sweep me off my feet and we'll be good.
Not the kind of request I expected, but...
How low is too low? There's no such thing as too low.
Okay. Back when I was alive, I refused advances from a guy who lived just outside of Astoria. He definitely still owes me some incredibly low art, but what exactly should I get her? Fantasy book, anime DVD, or video game? Oh. Low art. Low art. Fantasy book. You know what? I think it's gonna be an anime DVD. Okay, I will be back in a jiffy. It takes me just over an hour to get there, wake him in the middle of the night, mess with his head a little, and get back with an appropriately low work of art. So, I've got something.
Don't be shy. What is it?
I passed her a DVD box with a busty hand-drawn girl licking a giant katana. According to a description he printed for me, this thing is named Ririsu no Daiboken.
The cover says Lilith's Carnal Carnival.
Yeah, no idea why the name is written like that. Anyway, this 90s original video animation represents us with a tale of 5 big-bosom samurai warriors traveling through America in search of General Astavista, the Incubus King. Don't let all the titillation misguide you. The main draws here are peerless direction, a nearly avant-garde editing rhythm, and dialogue that coyly comments on traditional gender roles in anime. Once you see the animation in the final battle, you will understand why it never fails to set a Sakuga fan's never fails to set a Sakuga fan's heart set ablaze. Note: Sakuga, uncountable. In Japanese animation or anime, a sequence of noticeably higher quality, used to highlight a particularly important scene. ... So yeah, sure it does sound like low art. Eyes down, I await her response.
This is great!
It is?
Yeah, I have no idea what I'm looking at, but I can feel that it's utterly degenerate and naked in its intention. Just what I needed! Believe me, I have more than enough of art trying to dazzle or win me over, or be used as a stepping stone in someone's illustrious career. I just want someone to be like, screw it, I don't want to impress anyone, I don't want to get anywhere, I just want to vomit out my soul for all the freaks like me to see. I think that, in its own way, that might be the ultimate form of art. ... So, is my debt paid? I suppose. So, can I know your name now? Let me think. No, heart. She turns away and disappears into the night. Well, that was an interesting distraction from all the malaise in the city. I suppose it's time to go back to the miserable business I've been saddled with.